bowl.
Oh,
Hi, Internet.
yeah.
I saw the back of Tina's brain said, "Fuck yes."
Wait, what? Internet?
Oh my god, it's the Internet.
Internet? Where?
I wonder why my camera, just the frames just shit themselves. I don't know why it does this.
Your light's like flickering. Like you're giving me like rave vibes.
I also
Like
shit
it's trying to
myself.
adjust. Did you?
Let me go ahead and work with my monitor lights so that they don't flicker. Because someone doesn't like them. Just kidding.
I never said that.
There we go.
God, I
Oh, it
just wanna
does.
look at
It
your
does
face
still
the
have the
whole
flicker.
stream.
Why does it do that? I don't get it.
Is it like? Is it the lights or is it the camera?
It's the camera. It's the camera
Trying
that does
to
that.
like auto adjust your lighting situation.
Apparently. Hold on.
That's weird.
Hi, Internet. We're live,
Hi,
but we're gonna
Internet.
do this now because fuck it. I guess I don't know.
This is
I
real life.
just
Joe.
fuck it.
This
We're-
is real life.
Is this gonna be forever?
No. Computer's gonna fix it.
No. Hold on. Gotta resize the fucking.
Can you not do that under my chair?
Okay. Is that? Yep. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold.
Oh,
Okay. There we go.
Much better.
So for some reason, the camera. So you can set the exposure to be automatic. Whenever it's set to automatic, that's where it like can't decide, and that's why it flickers. But yes. Hi. And now I'm not all choppy and weird. Cool.
Well, I didn't say that.
Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode of Decisions and Dragons. Before we get started with our session tonight, again, just a couple shout-outs to our tools that we consistently use. Sirenscape, fantastic ambient sound and background music app. As you can hear, it sounds like we're in a seedy, empty tavern. This is one of the many sound sets that Sirenscape does provide. They've got official sound sets for Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Settlers of Catan, Cyberpunk, Starfinder, just whatever setting you'd need. They've got the stuff for you. So definitely check them out. Huge shout out to Monument Studios for the licensed and copyright-free music. They just came out with their third fantasy themed pack, which is literal gigabytes worth of audio that you can just use for whatever project you'd like. So definitely check them out. They're fantastic. They're also super nice. I may have had a conversation with them via email not too long ago, so keep an eye out for possible codes to be shared on the stream for discounts. But huge shout out to them. And then also, we would not be able to do battles without them, or without having to go back to Roll20. Foundry Tabletop, fantastic virtual tabletop for all of our TTRPG needs. They have the ability to run pretty much any TTRPG game you can find out there. And then they also have a bunch of mods that other developers have introduced, so definitely check them out as well. I think that's kind of it. Do we have any other special announcements?
Fantasy name generator is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Fantasy name generator, pretty sure every single one of us who has DM'd relies the fuck on
I live
that
on
site.
that
We live on that site. So definitely check them out. They're fantastic as well. They've got name generators for both real life based. They've got all the different kinds of fandom that you can generate a name off of, all the different kinds of fantasy. Solid stuff. So they're awesome.
Use it to name your children.
Yeah,
Use it.
you know what?
Or you could do
It's a
do
very
like I
solid
do,
plan.
or if you're sick of struggling with looking at random objects in the room and deciding, trying to make a name using random objects.
Oh, I don't make a name. I
Definitely
make a
that's way better.
password based on that shit.
I'm like, Mr. Can.
Oh shit, my work password needs to be updated. Ring light 24. Shit, I just
Thanks,
gave out my
Joe. Now I
password.
have to change all my
Yeah.
passwords.
Yeah, thank God you
Hang on,
didn't
let
say
me just log
42069.
into something.
Don't lie, because
Is that a
your
capital
actual
R?
work password is I am JoJo, not Siwa 24.
What the fuck? You can't just put that on the internet. God, I'm gonna get hacked.
hate that.
Hacksaws.
Anywho, thank you to
Chocho
all of our
Natsuba, that was awesome.
thank you to all of our fantastic tools and those people that let us use those for our funny little D&D game. So, with that in mind, other quick shout out to Incarnate as well. Quick map making software that is entirely web based. You can come up with a professional grade looking map in as fast as like 10, 15 minutes. So definitely check them out as well. Sorry I'm late, ready for the stream. I see you, Starfish. We love you. But
It's okay, Starfish, we relate to.
we were late. We all
Yeah.
pretty sure the majority of
It's
our
a-
group here had to shove food in our mouths right before going live. So and then there's
It's a
Brian.
laxed Wednesday. Yeah.
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 Well, when you mention
Yeah,
that,
just Lex,
Uh-huh.
low. Today's gonna be real low key.
Yeah.
Roll initiative.
when last we left our adventurers, can't say friends, given how last session ended. The group, having stayed in the Temple of the Siren, decided to investigate a little bit. Dug into the innermost chamber where they found what looked to be a priestess of the Siren, frozen in time. A enchantment of sorts to preserve and possibly keep those who followed the Siren's teachings and all that safe as the world was threatened to end. It was believed that the herald of the Siren was supposed to go and do battle against the Whispered One and his horde as they had arrived, but that was not so. Our heroes managed to free this priestess of her enchantment, and conveyed to her that 11 years had gone by and the Whispered One is now the main power in their lands. After some conversation, the priestess revealed herself to be Lilia the Bard, who agreed to travel with you, at least for a little while, to gather her bearings and see what she could do in this, well, newfound broken world that she once called home. You all had made your way to Iagarth, which was the next closest village, city, large village, something in between, where you had stepped in, hoping to find some more supplies before making your way southward towards the Terrafan Sea, and by, thereafter, Biven. Or not Biven, Delita. Jesus. While in town, Arsinoe visited the local magic shop, which was very professional, lorded over by a small elderly gnome with a silver tongue. You had gathered some necessary supplies, along with a box of teeth that he was trying to get rid of, stating that these things were creepy. Flit, in a moment of genius, using some of her magic, not only got this box of teeth, but also an additional diamond to be used for magical means for Arsinoe. These teeth, as Flit had handed this box to Renalphus, had an unexpected effect on his personality, taking away the soldier and disciplined mind and replacing it with a freed, chaotic mind. Renalphus, feeling this newfound freedom, located the bar at Boykin's recommendation, where he and Boykin began drinking themselves under a table, while also threatening the bartender multiple times. The rest of the party followed them into said tavern, and once it was revealed what was happening, they managed to seemingly temporarily cure Renalphus of this affliction. Just as a couple things happened. Renalphus letting loose that the teeth had apparently belonged to the Planesbreaker, which is another term for the Mad Jester, a ally to the party with which Flit gathers some of her power from. A bit of harsh words were spoken, directed from Renalphus to Flit, which had then triggered Arsinoe and Malice to step forward to protect Flit. But Lilia had explained that she was confused, as the Planesbreaker had been dead for some time.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That is where we left off. So, just for position's sake, you guys are all in the main room of a bar. The bartender and the other patrons have left the building. Lilia is continuing to play a song that is seemingly contributing some sort of magical means to keep Renalphus's mind his own and not revert back to whatever corruption that he had gained from touching the cursed teeth. Lilia moves and, while still playing, uses her foot to close the front door of the tavern and flips the sign to say closed. She then moves to the kitchen and does something similar and basically turns. Okay, I need everybody to remain calm. Somebody please explain what this connection with the Planesbreaker is.
I look at Flit and Arsinoe and say, yes, please do explain.
I go behind the bar and start pouring more beer.
More rust water for yourself?
I pour myself a rust water because I'm a scumbag, but I pour good and yeah, that's like that's what's on, that's what's free. So I pour a better, like the better ale,
Sure.
for whoever would want one. Anybody? I feel like after that, I think we all might need a tasty beverage, or in my case, not a tasty one, just whatever's getting the job done.
I think after that, perhaps we should all have clear minds.
He's still drinking.
Drinks
Like,
anyway.
cool.
Perfect.
Drink.
That's what I said.
She continues to play the harp and sort of awaits expectantly for someone to explain the predicament.
Well, the Planesbreaker, or Mr. Kefka, he offered some help with the predicament of, you know, how everything's bad. But, and he said that he wanted help to rehabilitate his image, but he could only lend his help by giving one of us some magic. And I thought that I could help if I was better at the spells in a different way, so I agreed. He's given me lots of power and has helped us in a lot of situations now, and he's let us use his real nice boat, and I don't know. He's always in my head.
The look of worry on Lilia's face is palpable.
I interject. Yes, you did accept his help. After I had told you that it was a bad idea and that you were playing with fire. And after Arsinoe had told you that nothing good could come from it in the long run, and uh, and those warnings were all ignored because somehow knowing nothing, you knew better. And now you see the kind of fire that you play with.
Lilia actually chimes in before anybody else can speak and says, "Easy, Renolphus. If I know anything about Kefka, he is very good with manipulation and his words. Remember, you are traveling as a group, as a team. Just because someone makes a mistake and is manipulated into something doesn't mean you can insult them for it."
You didn't see another way through or have a better solution.
Also, it hasn't necessarily been a mistake.
I
Not-
told you I felt something when I picked up the box. You never listen. You don't listen to me or even acknowledge that I'm here most of the time. It's not my fault you didn't listen.
A warning of "I felt something" perhaps is insufficient a warning.
I
Perhaps
didn't know
if
what
you
it
had
was I
been more
felt.
specific or not given the box to anyone until you understood what that something had been.
Then
It
you would
was
have found
fleeting.
yourself with Flit under the same influence than you just were. Again, you are placing blame on the wrong person.
to go back to the
Planesbreaker-
part where he's dead. What?
What makes you think that? You didn't even know that the world was the way it is.
The Planesbreaker had waged a war against the gods many decades ago and had almost succeeded in taking the seat of one. A group of adventurers, not unlike yourselves, had managed to fight him atop the Emperor's tower and assure his destruction. Tales were told throughout the land. One of the famous bards actually took part and was confessed personally to ensuring that he had died.
Clearly they were wrong. Death isn't permanent.
Especially not these days.
I would imagine someone who's able to actually wage war against actual gods probably has some extra powers to possibly regenerate somehow.
Also, didn't you? You also said he's manipulative.
Very.
Could have
So
easily
who's to
faked
say he
that.
didn't manipulate all of them?
She continues playing and states, "Renolphus, I need you to listen to me. This song has to end. Now, I don't mean to cause any insult. I would ask that you remain calm as we see if whatever took hold comes back."
Could burn the teeth.
I don't.
I actually have reservations about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can maybe take care of the influence on Renolphus. She says, kind of adjusting to make sure that she and a shield are between him and Flit for when this.
It's literally like a shield wall.
Yeah,
Just- like,
basically.
you can see Flit's like feet.
Possibly a pigtail peeking out from the
Possibly,
side.
yeah, like one
It's like
pigtail, but
one
it's literally
bun.
like
Or you just see
Just-
like this.
on
On
Grecian field. It's just shield wall right there.
are you Renalphus okay if we try to remove, cure, whatever this is? Or do you want to see what happens when the song ends?
Ronalphus doesn't say anything, but he will relax his posture a bit and take just like a deep, calming breath.
That.
Uh,
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I want to cast Detect Thoughts again, with the intent of like I'm just essentially going to monitor the situation for a bit.
Okay, sounds good.
With spikes.
Yeah. I'm like, whoa, no, it got worse. Okay. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
She's just an EKG monitor, but for thoughts.
I mean,
Listen.
After a few more notes are played, the song finishes. There's a moment of tension that hangs in the air. Chio, you key in to Renalphus's thoughts. Make me an insight check with advantage. Because you had just previously been able to see those same thoughts, so I'll say go ahead and take advantage on this.
Well, when you roll the same thing, it doesn't matter.
Oh
13.
13. You key in Renalphus. What is currently going through your mind?
that I'm unconvinced of any of the arguments that have been made. Um, all of our many of our difficulties and the fact that this mad creature, I don't even know if any of us can call it a man, um would would likely not we would likely not be in the situation that we're in, uh if not for the singular decision of Flit not listening to any of our warnings. But though I am unconvinced that Flit is not to blame, um it doesn't change the situation that we're in, and I do understand the problem in front of us. That, if this song ends and I am left unchecked, I I respect the position that I could become a threat. So,
Okay. Chio, these thoughts you intercept, and you don't feel any additional presence among his thoughts as you did previously.
And the song has ended now.
Yes, it is a moment where nobody moves. The only thing you hear is the occasional breeze that sort of brushes up against the window, causing one of the shutters to kind of shift slightly, but it is pure silence inside this bar.
Cujo,
Yes.
the song ended.
Yes.
What's my alignment?
What was your alignment before this took place? Lawful evil,
But
yes?
my base alignment is lawful evil.
Your alignment is lawful evil.
Okay.
You resisted the effects of the teeth with the song's help to bolster your personality in a way. It was not able to take hold for longer than it already did.
I will. I will take another deep breath. And look at Arsinoe and say, uh, if you insist on her defense, uh, you can take responsibility for her. And I will walk, pushing past anyone in my way because I'm still very angry. But I will push past the group and I leave.
Like you all aren't all my responsibility anyway.
The door
Well,
opens and closes rather abruptly as Renalphus has left the bar.
I kind of peek over the bar top. I look at the mug that I just poured the beer in and I drink that.
Well, he can make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, buddy.
Excellent. 26.
Yeah, you're fine.
There's that dwarven resolve.
Oh. When the door slams shuts behind him, Jill will just say, well, I'm not sure what magic you used, looking at Lilia, but it seems to have worked. His thoughts are his own again.
Good. I understand the argument that there's a possibility that those who have claimed to have slain the Planesbreaker could have been influenced or manipulated by him. But if that were the case, why do you have his teeth?
We just got them. But the person said they're his teeth. It's not as if there's a test that can be done. They're teeth in a box. I can go and say that, that mug is a relic of some long ago hero, or doesn't make it that thing.
That reminds me, Boykin, the mug that you're currently holding, make me a wisdom save. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, sure.
Like, what kind of town is this? Damn.
It's the town of Lost MacGuffins, okay?
Oh.
You see,
Sue from Mary Sueville.
There's just a pile of single unmatched socks off in the distance.
oh,
Yeah.
That's where they go.
as you guys are talking, there's like the wind blows through, and a teeny little golden ring just rolls across the bar top.
However, it's not a bad question, because if they are not his teeth, they certainly are someone's teeth, and whatever that is, it felt fiend and undead, right?
Yes.
It's something odd.
What did the box look like?
Very simple, kind of worn wooden box.
Okay.
No plaque, teeth of the Planesbreaker.
No.
Wasn't labeled. Yeah.
Totally
If found,
authentic,
send
signed.
to.
100%
certificate of
authentic.
authenticity.
Wow.
When
When
it
you
Wow.
said no plaque, teeth of the Planesbreaker, I was like,
No,
what, like he went to the
yeah.
dentist? That's the first thing that came into my head.
Hey, Elven Empire's dental plan was pretty solid.
Really great.
I'm sure they're all perfect and shit.
They may have been a bunch of
elf.
evil fascists, but their dental
Good
solid.
healthcare.
Great
Very
healthcare.
solid.
They had great healthcare system.
I don't know if anybody's playing the new Marvel Midnight Suns. Ash is, and I happen to be down there at the moment where it flashes in like basically a red shirt and says like Hydra Bob joined for the dental.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Like I hope Hydra Bob makes it.
You guys, Lilia nods, but she still has a very worried disposition about her. Renolphus, where do you
Mhm.
go?
Nowhere. I just start walking.
Do you stop at the town limits? Do you...
I'd stay in town.
Okay.
But your typical edgelord walk to clear my head.
Okay.
Pretty much what I'm doing.
I'll say you
To
find...
trudge.
Yeah, you find the same spot that Lilia had been standing at earlier, and you just have the view of the sea before you. And immediately next to you, you find two main characters from Final Fantasy. It seems you found the Edgelord Club. Well done.
Excellent.
I think that would be a larger club.
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
Yeah.
surprisingly, there are only two, well, technically three, out of the 15 to 16 game series that are like, ugh. Everyone else is like, no, there's evil. I gotta go fight the evil. Yeah, Renolphus, you just have this expanse before you of a clouded sky and a lightly wavy ocean in front of you. And you know across it is Delita somewhere.
I'm going to follow after. Just to keep an eye on things.
Lilia turns to Flit and says, please don't let what Renolphus has said hit you too hard. I feel like he is very quick to anger and quick to blame.
I was just trying to help. He didn't have another option. But if Mr. Kafka is the cause of all the problems, then maybe I should not stay with you if it's going to make you be in danger. I really just was looking for my father. And this has gotten a little bit away from that, and maybe I think he would be more useful to you than I would.
Not splitting
That's
up.
not true.
If I may chime in. Listen, all of us have only known each other for a short period of time in the grand scheme of things. And look how much we've gone through already. We have fought together, we've bled together, and you know what? Whatever happens with this, we're gonna face it together. And that's all that matters. So don't worry.
So don't forget, you made an agreement to use what he gave you for good.
Remember what I said. If anyone can do that, it's you.
Even if it comes from maybe a source that's not viewed very well, doesn't mean that you're going to go the same way.
Maybe he
mean,
doesn't
look,
even know where the teeth are at.
Maybe they're also not his teeth. I think there's a lot of questions that we have right now that need answering, and I don't think you leaving us will be good for you or good for us or really good for the world in general. I don't know if I don't know how long we'll be able to continue doing this, considering all the eyes that we've got on us, but I think that, or at least I like to think that, we've left things better, just for the sake of trying.
Got to see the sun a few days ago.
We did get to see the sun.
I'd like to
I
see
just
more
want to
of
make that happen everywhere.
And you will. But I think the more we do this, Renolphus does have a point that we need to be careful. There's a lot of things going on in the world that, well, I know I certainly don't know. There's a lot more forces out there than we're probably aware of.
I look from like Malice to Arsinoe to why am I brain farting on your character's name, Brian?
Boykin!
That's
Boykin.
that's
I keep
Boykin.
thinking
That's pretty common.
Brotrack, and I'm like, no, he's the
You're like,
dumb
no,
one.
that's not the
Yeah.
one.
Brotrack.
Brotrack
His
was
brother.
Brotrack was banging a spider. Or trying to.
That's right.
By now, that rumor
The
has already
legend of
reached him. He's
Brotrack.
like, I never fucked a spider.
By the time
guess
we
he's
get
a-
through, this is gonna get back to him as like the most embellished telephone story, and it's gonna be great.
Dude,
I
did you
guess
hear that
he's a leg
Boykin's
man.
related to a... Jesus.
I'll see myself on
Yeah.
Yeah. You told me it was my decision, all of you. And I made the best decision I thought I could. I may not know a lot of things, but I'm not a child, and you don't have to babysit me, she looks like at Arsinoe. Mr. Anolphus, he's certainly not my father, because, you know, I'm a gnome and he's a bugbear, but for so many other reasons. You don't tell somebody what they can and can't do. Just don't want to put anybody in danger.
We're always in danger.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of agreed to that when we agreed to all this.
And even if we hadn't, the world is a dangerous place right now. I'd rather be with a group who makes it a little safer to be around.
I mean, from what it sounds like, Kefka did have quite the power. And if you're able to channel some of that for good, I mean, why not tap into it?
I just feel like he's changed. Maybe he's lying, but it always feels like he wants to help.
Then we'll let him help as long as he wants to. And the second he starts taking advantage,
We'll start breaking teeth.
exactly.
If you ever think I should go home, then you should tell me, and I'll go.
Lilia, at this point, in an attempt to lighten the mood, says, Nah, I don't think that this group's the kind to do that. Besides, and she reaches into her pocket, pulls out a seed, and then with a flourish, it turns into a beautiful yellow flower. She puts it in Flit's ear. Who am I going to give flowers to?
Alice really likes flowers.
She's not wrong.
I made her a sunflower that dances.
Okay, that sounds cool.
She'll like fish it out very proudly.
You reactivate it, and it again kind of robotically shifts from side to side a little.
No, it's like one of those kinetic motion ones. So
Oh, got it.
Like this.
Yeah, it sways in Malice's hand. That's pretty impressive. But I believe we've occupied this poor soul's bar long enough.
How much do you think we should leave for all the gestures to the drinks?
You know, actually, that's a good point. Boykin, what do you think?
I already left 5 gold, so
Yeah, it's you're decent enough with the tip.
Actually, I gave it to
Uh,
him before he left. I'm like,
I
hey man,
I feel like we probably ought to leave a little bit more, considering we drove him out and drove his patrons out, and then took over his bar.
Well,
yeah, what,
that's not a
whatever you
bad
feel.
plan.
I also put, I think, 5 or 10 gold on the counter
Oh, that's true.
before once I had regained my faculties.
Like, oh shit.
So even with all the distress, I'm pretty sure that
I'm glad
that
you're
Barkeep
polite.
came out ahead.
All right. I'm gonna cut to Chio and Chio.
Sorry, the dog is
You're good.
being like a super asshole, so he needs to go be penned upstairs.
Oh,
Give
got
him,
it.
like,
Got
a
it.
second.
You good? We can give it.
The secret cape. Super asshole.
Super asshole. I don't know what his problem is. Barking at everything. There's nothing out there. It's his own. He looked at
Are
the
you sure?
window
Are
and
you
saw
sure
his
there's nothing out there?
reflection, and his ears went up. I'm like,
Aw.
One of Max's
Fucking
friends,
moron.
every time they're playing in the yard, he gets
Yes.
distracted by his shadow.
Yep.
And so they'll be literally chasing after the ball, and he'll stop, like dead stop mid sprint, and just shadow. Just stare down at it, and then he'll pounce on it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
really funny.
And yes, I'm absolutely sure there better not be something in my yard. In the dark.
Oh yeah, because you're sitting like right by that big ass window.
Uh huh.
Jesus.
Sam, there's definitely something in the yard.
Yep, over here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's this?
it's grass
Oh,
Oh, got it.
and
Cool.
some leaves,
God, I fell for that shit.
and possibly a family of raccoons, but who knows?
that's what I was thinking.
Jesus.
Hey, more pets.
Yeah. There are
Yay.
outside pets.
Chio and Rodolphus. Is there anything in particular that you both wish to do with this moment in time? Rodolphus, I understand you have a moment of contemplation. Chio, you're just remaining close by, in case.
I'll go next to him as he's contemplating, and I'll just kind of sit and meditate. Just be there. If he wants to talk it out, which I doubt he can, but at the very least, I'm there just in case. Silent.
good.
I feel like Chio's probably the person that Rodolphus hates the least of the group.
Oh,
Sounds good.
I tried to get him drunk.
I would like to think that in each one of you, there, Flit included, I would like to think that in each one of you is a piece of some other asshole that I've served with.
Well, you all, or the both of you, take a moment. Rodolphus, you continue to take the moment to do whatever you want as you observe the coast before you. And I'll say for the rest of the party, Lilia will open the bar door, flip the sign back, and she'll say, I'll let the bartender know that it's safe to come back in. If there's any other supplies you guys would need, maybe now's the time.
Should we, and by we I mean you, like go and ask that guy where the teeth came from before we leave here?
I can do that. Unless one of you guys wants to come with. I mean, Arsinoe and Flit, two seem to be kind of personally attached to what happened there.
I'll go with too.
I was
can go
just
back.
curious, and it seemed like he was trying to rip. We still don't know Arsinoe's actual name, do we?
Yeah, no, I always have to catch
Oh.
myself.
Yeah.
Mrs. The Beacon.
Yeah.
She's just
He
you.
was
She's
trying
just
to rip her off, so I was just trying to help, and he seemed kind of gullible.
The best shopkeepers typically are.
my thought is that if once we leave here, well, the chances we all die in the ocean are pretty high, so if we don't get the information now, it's probably not likely that we're gonna be back this way for a while. And if there are things like this floating about, that would be good to know too before we, I don't know, pick up other mysterious boxes full of parts.
I'll say, you guys, together as a group, make your way back over to Gil's, the incomplete sign that is over the front door, and step inside just as you hear.
This guy like Gil less instead of Gilmore.
Just as the door opens, you hear, no, closed for the day, sorry, just sort of echoed from the back room.
We're back.
Just open the door. It's not closed.
Yeah, we don't really care.
And you just see, kind of peeking around the corner, is the gnome. If you need more supplies, I can sure give you a nice deep discount.
Everything okay back there?
Oh, it's not fine. I'm good. Just sort of reorganizing.
Walking toward him.
Insight check.
Roll an
Yeah,
insight check.
I'll also walk toward
Nope.
him.
Not even gonna do that.
It's 15.
With
I
a
have
15.
pee poo out.
Jesus Christ.
Gosh, not on the floor.
I
Oh, he's
swear to
broken.
God, that was the best.
You did it to
That's the
yourself.
best damn
You
joke.
want to see
I
my
love it.
pee poo poo?
Oh,
Is that what you say?
it is 2023. I don't know that that question can be floated out there without being taken seriously by someone.
So are you saying that pee pee poo poo floats?
Arsinoe.
In my hands.
You brought it on yourself, good enough.
Arsinoe.
Yeah.
It's pretty blatantly clear that the moment your previous transaction was done, he very quickly was trying to pack up stuff to get the fuck out of town. As evidenced by his skittish behavior. And also, as everybody starts approaching, you see he slowly backs up against the far wall. Wearing traveler's gear, he's got a pack over his shoulder, and you can see some of the items that had been strewn about have been placed in that said bag.
You heading out of town?
Yes, my cousin is quite sick. I should go care for him.
Well, I mean, we don't want to keep you from your sick cousin.
Good, then I'll just see
But-
myself out.
But
Oh, hold on.
we just had a question about the origin of some of the items that we.
Well, the diamonds I personally mined from the distant mountains. I had to slay many
Ooh.
dragons to get access to them.
That sounds very dangerous.
Eh,
Can I roll an
And the-
insight check?
I mean, sure.
Hold on.
Oh, on that?
I swear to God. Yeah, I swear to God. It's like he's actually telling the truth.
Please get a natural one.
I do have a 1 in wisdom. A 7.
Damn it!
Woof.
Well, the DC was 5. So for a hot second, you're like, for real?
Wait.
But then you kind of piece it together. He's 100% bullshitting.
Okay, so that's great. And the other item?
What other item? I don't remember any other item.
Oh, I would imagine it's an unforgettable sort of thing. It's a box with teeth inside of it.
Nope. Doesn't ring any bells.
That's funny. I mean, you know what? I should just go pull it out, I think.
I mean, if that's up to you, but I don't recall any box or any teeth.
Who gave you those teeth?
Why?
Well, they didn't just give them to me. I did have to take them.
Well, you can go ahead and roll an intimidation check just for fun. I know it's a little early to make that roll.
No,
but-
no, it's okay. Because I'll tell you what. I
Really?
have the hammer kind of up to his. As I'm like, who gave you those teeth? It's up to his chin.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh, 20.
Okay.
Dirty.
You can see that his expression is one of panic as he's trying to figure out the easiest way to get past you all before eventually he is resigned to his fate and says, we sometimes get foolish treasure hunters who come from the Terrafan with riches from the depths below. One of those hunters had brought those to me to sell. He looked a little worse for wear. Apparently he had a real bad trip. He lost some of his friends. So I got him a deal.
Interesting.
Did he have a name?
It was, well, he did, but I don't believe he's alive anymore.
Okay. That's fine, but people's names don't go away when they die.
Well, that's true, I suppose. It was,
I push the hammer up
If
a
you
little
don't know
bit
it,
more.
it's fine. It's fine.
truth be told, I deal with a lot of different people, and a lot of them prefer to be anonymous, and unfortunately he was kind of one of them.
Great. So, what did he look like?
Long red hair, a pale skin, light blue eyes, kind of creepy. He looked a little gaunt, a little skinny. His breath is now coming in shallow gasps as now the hammer is starting to slowly close his windpipe.
So I guess we'll have to find hope we can maybe run into. You said he's gone. This
I backed
individual?
the
What-
hammer off a little
what-
bit.
Gone how?
After he sold me what was left of his haul, he left town. I don't know where he went. It's not my
so
business
not-
to keep track of where people go.
Not
So why do you
dead.
think he's dead?
Have you seen outside of this town?
Yeah, we walked through it.
Well, you're
think we're dead?
psychos.
That is very possible. As I'm holding the hammer up to his.
Ah!
But you said you're going to go visit your sick cousin,
Aunt.
aunt, and that involves going outside.
Okay, truth be told, I may have not thought that through.
I have a feeling you didn't think a lot of things through.
I'll
else
take
did
that
he
as a
sell you?
compliment. Well,
What else did he sell you with that batch?
nothing fancy by any means.
Anything odd?
Box of teeth isn't fancy.
You know.
Arsinoe, make a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm really bad at those.
Hmm. Why you doing the talking?
Guidance.
Why you doing the talking? 13.
A guidance to you.
Oh. Add that D4. I love.
14.
Why did I sound like JFK? Add that D4.
You
Add that D4.
You sounded like Clone High JFK.
Yeah. It's
Like
chowder.
Mayor Quimby.
Yeah.
Very Quimby.
Oh, I officially declare. What the hell is that?
We don't add D4s because skill checks are easy. We add D4s because they are hard.
Oh god.
I feel like we need to mark that one down for a shirt.
100%.
He looks begrudgingly at Arsinoe, and then back at Boykin, and then Malice, and Flit. And he trudges back over to where you can see in the back room there are storage shelves, but mostly cleaned out. There's some sort of scrap pieces of like small debris, just sort of random small bits and baubles. Nothing eye-catching by any means.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that this back room was reorganized to be something like a apartment or back room or something like that. So he does go to a very small, run-down bed and fishes around under the covers and produces a strange object. Let's see. We don't have any high elves in the party. I'll say, actually, you know what? Flit and Arsinoe. I'll say that you guys have heard of these things. Back before the Elven Empire became the Terrafan, the High Elves had pursued technology and its advances no matter the cost, constructing firearms. So you see a large pistol-like contraption, and he just holds it out. It was a rare find. Still operational. Somehow.
Is this what
Maybe we.
you got the teeth with?
Yeah. Well, this and a couple bits of clothes. Nothing quite
And you,
exciting.
if it was a rare find, don't you think you would remember who gave it to you?
I just saw a shiny thing and decided to pick it up. Plus, it seemed like he was very quick to want to get rid of everything. I kind of got the impression he was retiring from the bounty treasure hunting life.
You remember what he looked like?
Well, the red hair, pale skin, his features were sunken.
Does that ring any bells at all?
Make a history check.
Can I take
19.
the gun, but like holding it with a cloak or something?
He just is holding it with his hand.
Yep, that's cool.
Fool me once.
He was also trying to pack it up and leave town.
Flit, you actually recall seeing amongst the refugees outside of Falcon Haven, it was a very brief glimpse of somebody that looked somewhat like that description that this shopkeep had given you. It was a very brief glimpse at somebody who was just tending to a small tent, sort of working on leather working. Kind of looked down on his luck.
Like, kind of can't lean down to Arsinoe. Grab her hand, tug on it like, I saw somebody that looked like he sang when we were in Balkanhaven. One of the people that lives on the outskirts.
Maybe we can get one of Boykin's family to check.
He's
Yeah.
peddling fiend teeth and those weapons. Or was, I mean.
Peddling what he found.
I suppose. Something still feels wrong.
If you would like this artifact, I'm sure we could come to some sort of an agreement.
I don't think any of us are in the market for it. How did you know what was in the box was what you told us was in the box?
Well, he seemed rather dead set that these teeth that he had found were cursed, and that he could hear the voice of the Plainsbreaker in his head, and 2 + 2 equals 4. So he sort of sold me this idea that it belonged to the Plainsbreaker. I'll admit there were a couple times when I moved the box, I kind of felt something change. But luckily, I managed to sort of keep it as far away from me as possible. But still, sometimes I could hear things.
sorts of things.
Well, a laugh. Sort of like a whisper. Uncomfortable. Someone who's delighting in something foul. Oh, Sam, is there something in your eye? Is that everything okay over there?
I'm just watching her slowly lose it over there, and it's really funny.
Fucking damn it.
Yeah.
I was right. I was right. I was right. I was
Yeah.
right.
You sure were.
Fuck.
It's fine.
I hate being right sometimes.
Sam, it's so weird whenever your glasses are off. It's like we've been
different
friends.
person.
We've been friends since junior high, and I've always
You've been
seen
friends
her
since
with glasses.
before I had glasses.
Yeah, yeah. So when you take them off, it's like those cartoons where they have teeny little
know.
eyes. Not saying you have teeny little eyes. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you
They're just a part of your face. So when you take a part of your face off, it just doesn't.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah, usually if you see someone without a part of their face, it'd be fucking weird. Yeah, okay, sure, yeah, okay. When you put it like that.
Listen, I didn't mean to cause any problems. I just figured I could get rid of them.
It would have been helpful to know that they were cursed.
Well, I feel like that was kind of implied with they belonged to the Planesbreaker.
No, it really wasn't. It was not implied. There was no implication.
Well, clearly you're not very good at shopcraft because always, always, always ask questions about what you're being sold.
That's true. I'm not very good at jobcraft.
But you were trying to screw us anyway.
Yeah. I'm a businessman. I have to make some sort of money in this broken world. And well, listen, you caught me. I was overcharging, maybe a little bit, but congratulations. You managed to foil my plot of taking more money from you, and I've learned my lesson, and I'm seeking to leave. So,
Can I want to use the Awakened Mind feature that comes from my Warlock Pact.
Mhm.
I can telepathically speak to any creature you can see within 30 feet, and if it of you, it understands at least one language. And I want to, in his head, project the sound of Kefka's laugh as I always hear it.
ooh. You do that, and he immediately stops talking. Did you bring them back? Where are they? Did you bring them back? No, you have to take them away from me. I don't want anything to do with them anymore. Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Is that what it sounds like?
Yes. How did you? You didn't hear. You can't hear that. How did you do that?
And I speak in his head. You know how to do things?
His eyes just fix on Flit, and he just freezes in place.
And I continue talking in his head. And you guys probably see Flit, like, she's concentrating. She's probably not used this a lot. She's looking straight into his eyes. She says, really should stop beating around the bush and tell us everything you know. The whole truth. Everything.
I have told you everything I know. He came through town with friends. They're saying they were going to, like so many others, go to the Terrafan cities below the sea. That they would find some sort of treasure. There were 4 of them with him. It seemed like they'd been traveling pretty extensively with each other. They were well armed, decent equipment.
The other ones look like.
Yeah, he gives a general description. But it was about 2 weeks after they had stopped through town to get some supplies before heading to the sea that he returned. alone. He looked distraught. He looked almost tormented in a way. Unhealthy. He said that he had found something that he wished he hadn't and he needed to get rid of. His friends were all lost in the trip, so I cut a deal. Paid him a decent wage for a box of teeth and the firearm. And he went on his way. But by himself. I hate to assume the worst, but he didn't look quite prepared for the road back to wherever it was he came from.
Can I please roll insight to see if, like, I've scared him enough into, like, legitimately just telling the truth?
Sure.
Instead of trying to kind of beat around the bush and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
6.
You know, I'll say go ahead and roll with advantage. I should have probably just told you that before you rolled. You guys have gotten pretty good at being able to tell when he is spewing bullshit.
14.
14. He's, for the first time, he seems to be being honest with you. 100%.
We'll breathe out. She didn't realize she was holding her breath as she's, like, concentrating on using the new magic that Kefka has given her. And she looks up at her friends. He's telling the truth this time.
We should go.
We should.
Let him finish packing.
He looks a little dejected at that, but doesn't say anything.
Somebody will walk out.
Will follow.
Have a safe trip. I kind of just pat him on the back and pull my hammer away from his throat.
You should bring your aunt soup. Warm soup. It's good for people who are sick.
There's no sick family member. I just was scared of you coming back into my shop and doing worse than what you've already done.
You should still have soup. So let's turn and walk out.
Wait, He'll walk up and take Malice's hand and put the firearm.
Do you not want it?
I don't know what you're talking about. What's over here? I'm gonna go do some cleaning, and he just turns and starts busying himself.
Just gonna shrug. What to do with this?
That firearm is going to use the stats of a revolver. Whatever is in the DMG. I think it's like 2d6 damage or something like that. So, we'll figure out all that shit.
Probably gonna be used by somebody, not me.
2d8.
2d8. There you go.
Fancy though.
Give the
She's
monk a
like,
gun.
What? Walk out, be like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
I am a creature of balance, and I bring peace.
You know what? I don't think that's a monk weapon.
Nah.
What do you mean? It's totally a monk
We'll
weapon.
look up
Modern
at
is-
her party and she'll say, I used one of the powers that Mr. Kefka gave me and projected his laugh into the man's mind to see if that's what he heard. It
Well,
seems
that
like
is terrifying.
that's
Yeah,
what he
that's-
heard.
He
I can show you.
No, you know what? More interested in whatever that gun looking thing. Let's go. Yeah. It's like you're holding it completely wrong.
Oh yeah, no, like
By
it's
the-
like
by
upside
the
she's
down.
holding
middle of it, yeah.
No, she's holding it in like the most unsafe manner possible.
She's like, what?
Just
What-
put it
yeah,
on
what
the
is
trigger
this?
knot.
Man, this long piece is really good at scratching my
Like,
temple.
what are you supposed to put in here?
It's dark in there.
Don't play with firearms, kids.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
No, don't do that.
I mean,
Or dumb.
More
presumably
you know.
firearms are not really they're not really a thing in this world, right? Anymore.
Well, not.
Or are they?
Make me a history check.
History? I don't do history.
If nobody wants it, I can take it.
Natural 20 for a 19.
Damn.
I love it when that happens.
That's awesome.
So, as you understand it, and I'll say with your natural 20, you know what this is and how it's used. But in addition, the Elven Empire, for all of their horrific acts that they had done while they were in existence, did end up yielding a sort of renaissance in a way, where for a good several years after the empire had basically crumbled, the neighboring civilizations and those who had seen some of these bits of technology decided to try to duplicate that said technology. So, unfortunately, that did produce a number of gunsmiths. Not nearly to the arcane level that the High Elves had sort of reached during their time, during their apex, but there are some out there who became tinkerers, particularly because of the stuff that they saw the High Elves use back in the day. So they're not like the most used weapon by any means, but in an occasional town here and there, you might find a tinkerer or a gunsmith who specializes in that kind of artifacts.
Okay. So they're not completely it's not completely just artifact tech, like
Right, yeah,
it's something that's still technically produced even if it's not as fancy.
right. What I will say is, as you are examining the revolver, it is of a high elven make. This is not a recreation. This isn't a, secondhand design by any means. This is a full-on Elven Empire made firearm.
You seem to want to get rid of it. I don't feel weird though or anything. At
That's
least
good.
not yet.
That's always a plus.
Make me a wisdom. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just evil inside all the time.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck, I don't have a bag, do I? I'll just stick it in here.
It's like in your belt.
Yeah, it's like I don't have a place to
Super
put this.
safe.
Just have it like right on the back there, like a true fucking G.
Mhm. Down the back of your pants.
Uh,
Don't put it back there. You'll shoot your ass off. Joel, Last of Us, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, by the way, stupid good. Anyway, sorry. Totally off topic.
Okay, so you can laugh in people's heads. Do we think it's a problem that the whatever he heard from the box is the same thing that you've heard?
Well, it's not just laughing in people's heads, it's that. And she, projects it into. I think it's just anybody within 30 feet of me. So, everybody that's close to me, she'll just start, talking in their head. I can communicate like this with anybody kind of close to me.
I will say that as she does communicate this, there is this slight echo that kind of comes with it. Almost like she's speaking to you, but you're standing next to her in a chapel where it just bounces off of the walls a little bit.
I just
That's nifty.
Convenient.
I just thought about how Mr. Kefka sounds when he laughs sometimes, and tried to recreate it. I guess I don't know if it proves anything, but I guess it means that those really are Mr. Kefka's teeth, or maybe Mr. Kefka's not Mr. Kefka, and
That's the other.
I am stupid, like Renalphus thinks.
You're not stupid.
No, you're not stupid.
I don't want to hear it. You're not stupid.
I think if those are Kefka's teeth, he must have regenerated somehow. Who knows, maybe the Kefka that we've seen isn't necessarily the same physical form that he once was. He's taken on a whole different form.
Possible.
So don't think it makes a difference
Yeah.
anymore. You have the power. Wherever it comes from, whoever's behind it, you're still going to use it to do good, right?
Of course.
Okay. And that's all
That
that matters.
doesn't matter.
We should probably find Renalphus and wrap things up here before it gets too late, especially if we want to.
We should try and get some road beneath our feet. I don't think staying here is a good idea.
Yeah, don't want to stumble upon any other artifacts,
Yeah, really.
especially creepy ones.
For like a really out of the way town, this is kind of odd to find like a bunch of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. I'm waiting for someone to try to sell us a finger or something.
Fingers!
Place.
Fingers here!
Oh no, he's back at it.
Yes.
You beat him with your sick hand.
dude.
It's a dude wearing like an apron with like a box of just fingers of all different kinds. Like, fingers here! Got your elves, got your orcs, got your dwarves.
Hey,
Go away,
Wicked,
finger man. No one likes you.
when I don't know what his name was. When the shopkeep was describing the man that brought the things into him, I remember seeing outside of Falconhaven the people that were staying in the tents. Somebody that looked very much like that.
Mm.
I don't know if maybe we can find out any more information, but Miss Beacon suggested that maybe it would be worth some of your people looking.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I mean, is there any way to send a message off?
I can reach out.
I only can within a certain distance. I'm a little too far for that. But I could probably send you one if you're at the tavern over from us.
If I'm at the tavern over it?
I don't know, maybe if you go to one of those lady taverns that sometimes people go to.
Oh,
taverns.
Yeah, that's more for
Other stuff.
extracurricular activity, other stuff. So anyway, yeah, if somebody can send a mind thing or something or a letter, I guess, over to, I don't know. Oh, let's not give it a Brotrack. He's a dumb, obviously. What about Hoderlim? Hoderlim would look into it. Or we can always even contact
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll be a bit better.
What's his doodle?
To Kalen. Yeah, to
Kalen.
Kalen. Yeah, why don't you send a message to Kalen?
Yeah.
Describe that person and let him know what they just dropped off to us, because he'll fully understand. I think
I'll tell
the
Arson away
gravity-
everything I remember so that you can send a message. But
Okay. Oh, fuck. I hate the spell.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love this spell.
I'll be right back.
I mean, it's also the content of the message. Like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
question.
Depressed
Strange elf?
person.
Strange red-haired person?
Sad ginger intent.
Yeah. Yeah. Gaunt, sad ginger. Cursed teeth?
So unhinged.
I know. And he's like, are you having a stroke?
I feel like
Are you having a stroke?
it's very much like a jester sending if you do it
Yeah.
that way.
It is. There's a big difference between those two characters that Laura plays.
Yes.
And that single spell.
So good. So fucking good.
All right. While we're walking, because I assume we're walking towards Coco, wherever we left Coco and the other mounts,
Sure.
which was about around here.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah, I didn't
No,
get the
it says
impression we
Coco.
wandered too far.
Yeah,
from
the
where
town
we-
isn't large by any means. So you guys, I'll say just for simplicity's sake, the spot where you
eventually find them.
Yeah. You guys will
Okay.
eventually just meet back up.
Okay.
I challenge you to not retcon.
To not write it down. To not what?
To not retcon.
To not retcon.
So whatever you say.
See, what sucks is when I DM this spell, I write that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
When I've done it before, I've written it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaylin. It's Arsenaway. Looking for a red-haired man who might be living in the outskirts of
Falcon Haven.
Falcon Haven. Had weird artifact. Please report back.
Well done.
It's like the vaguest bullshit ever.
Moment goes by and you hear, okay. I can ask around. Mind telling me what kind of artifact it was? That might help me out.
Making me use more spell slots, man.
Joe, would Flit have seen him long enough to be able to recreate what he looks like in a disguised self spell so Arsenaway can kind of describe it?
I will say roll an Arcana check.
No. 9.
9. I'll say you still cast the spell and think like, I got this. But like it renders the image from like a blurry perspective. Like you render what you saw in the distance but bring it up close. So you see like the flash of red in like a ponytail. You see this like blur of a face and like
God.
just this weird like positioning as he was bent over doing something, wearing simple clothes.
So that was an actual spell, so. Roll
Malice-
yield.
Malice, you
Yes.
said the teeth were fiendish.
Fiendish.
Fiendish and
Yes
undead.
and no.
Fiendish dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Nasty.
well, yeah, definitely nasty, but most things are one or the other.
This was both.
This was both.
I will send back. Something dead and fiendish pulled from the Terrafan Sea. Definitely dangerous. Trying to stay vague for safety. Any help would be appreciated.
Appreciated. I'm kidding. You don't have to.
Thanks. Do-do-do!
I love you. Like,
I love you.
You
Peace
poop
out,
it?
bitch.
Anyway, out.
Yep.
Gods, that sucks. I'll ask around. Not sure how to get back to you, but I'll figure it out. Don't die out there, please.
Oh, he does care.
oh, he loves you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, why do all your characters get boyfriends?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I was just
Seriously.
saying, yeah, check that one off the list.
Jesus.
When Kujo's making up NPCs, he's just like, and boyfriend for Sam's character.
Potential. It's like a ranking.
Little do you know,
Potential.
I have a full list of every NPC that's percentage to love.
Mhm.
They're like the Sims. You got to work on that. Like you got to get them to a certain percentage.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's pretty much how
We're just
exactly how it
working on
works.
it. Yeah. I'll get there.
I'll say at this point, for simplicity's sake, also because we have two party members who have just been sort of chilling.
Yep.
You guys all meet back up. The moment is yours if you wish to continue any conversations or anything else.
Quiets down completely and tries to make herself as unnoticeable as possible.
Lilia says, "Hey, how about I give you a piggyback ride this time?"
Me?
Yeah, come on. She like kneels down.
It's okay, I can keep up.
Okay.
Are you gonna be traveling with us still?
I'll travel with you to the coast. If only so I can pay respects before I figure out what I'm gonna do next.
I think I speak for all of us when I say that we appreciate the company and the music, for that matter.
Oh, wow. I'm told I'm a very good supply of both, so she just starts strumming a little tune.
Is there anything else we need here?
Nothing that I could think of. I think we've gotten more than what we wanted out of this town.
Yeah, actually. There's the thing. The shopkeep. He offloaded something else. Just kind of like open.
That's so.
And I'm
It's-
going to assume Chio's never seen one of these things before.
No.
She was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, she's just looking at you like you do this big reveal, and she's just like blank expression, total confusion.
It's a weapon. Old. Came in with the other item. Not cursed, so far as I can tell.
That's good. Are there other means of verifying that?
And that's. I mean, I could sit and
Malice
meditate with it
goes
for a while.
silent.
Yeah. It feels normal, you know. I mean, I think you're just supposed to sit there and like bond with it.
Oh.
And then
Hey.
it. I mean, in this, no, I didn't go crazy when I touched it. At least not.
Fantastic. Well, perhaps
Yeah.
we should, for safety's sake, keep both items
Mm-hmm.
quarantined.
I agree.
Yeah. Apparently, people have been fishing things out of the sea, though.
And the sea is where.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. And she like pulls out her old map where there used to be land. She's like, right, that country.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is that, and I point to the ocean, the sea.
Wow. That's just fantastic, I suppose. But if we're done here, we should probably be on our way. And she's like eyeing Malice and the gun she's holding, the strange metal object she's holding. Like,
This weird metal
okay,
contraption.
let's just go.
Yeah.
I don't want
Well,
to be here
it's
anymore.
packing.
Cujo, would I be familiar at all with what this thing is?
Make a history check.
I was
Dude, he's
hoping
a
you would
soldier.
say something else.
What? Knowledge weapons check.
Yeah.
Could do mind if I also roll
Probably
that?
not. That was a 4.
Go ahead, Brian. With a 4, I mean, you've seen weapons in many different shapes and sizes. Nothing that small.
I got a 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is a 17, provided it has anything to do with Fey Fiends or Undead.
Well, now you mentioned that, you've seen a lot of
Is it-
weapons. Nothing that small.
Is it a fiend?
You've seen a lot of weapons, but nothing that small. Boykin, you remember being younger, and you remember overhearing discussions whenever your father would take meetings at the home. This was in the before times when everything was nice and peaceful, and you were a kid, so everything was just fun. But you distinctly remember a discussion about the dwarves essentially being forced into supplying the Elven Empire with various types of metal so that they could construct their firearms. As you grew older and as time passed, you did sort of peek in a little bit more on that information, and this does sort of match that description of what the elves were trying to build. Basically, as you understood it, the elves had promised that no harm would come to your people, provided that they assist with the construction of those artifacts.
Those bastards.
Yep.
Can I roll something to see if we have, like, if our, I guess the dwarves of my particular land, do they have the make and know-how to, like, make one of these, or?
I'll just give it to you. There is one family that maybe dove a little too deep into that sort of construction sort of school of trying to maximize the different possible designs that you could come up with as a firearm. A number of them unfortunately lost their lives due to their own experiments. But I will say that their name had been stricken from Dwarven history and was just replaced with Cloud Shot as their family name.
Okay.
In
Thank you.
recent years, you rarely ever see one of the Cloud Shots in any sort of gathering to discuss, policy or plans for the future, that sort of thing.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. With that, you all set out on your journey southward. Now, I am going to need survival checks from everybody, as you are essentially kind of going off of the main road, specifically to go to the shore of the Terrafan Sea. So let me know what you guys get.
21.
Okay.
8. Ah.
Ah.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Pinch
Oh
Coke,
my
you owe me a Coke.
7.
Okay.
22.
Okay.
17.
Okay. For the most part, the travel continues at the pace that you had sort of set upon leaving Falcon Haven. There are certain points where traveling through the rough of the path that you are sort of carving in front of you can be a little arduous, but it does take a few days of travel. I would say 4 days travel. As you continue traveling, keeping your heads on a swivel, a couple things you do notice. First off, a distinct lack of any of the Whispered Horde the closer you get to the sea and furthest away from any sort of civilization. Second, there are bits of small game that show up every now and again. But nothing like a full deer or buck by any means. But you do occasionally spot a bird in the sky. You do sometimes spot a squirrel or something similar. That I'll say, given Renolphus and Coco consistently looking for game, you can go ahead and mark down that you managed to pick up another 2 days worth of food from just hunting over these next couple days. Eventually, on the third night, Chio, as you bed down for the evening, your mind drifts a little. And you find yourself obviously dreaming. You stand in an endless room that has this ever present smoke fog that hangs in the air, making it difficult to see anything in the distance. Until you hear the sounds of a forest around you, healthy, thriving. You hear birds chirping. You hear wind rustling through the trees. You can feel the warmth. And you turn and blink, and suddenly you're back in Yoshino. And standing in front of you is a familiar figure. Chio, would you please describe your father for me?
Her father, like her, is a shifter. He's probably about a full head taller than her. His fur slash hair is, for the most part, like jet black. But you can see the parts that you're not sure if, like, at some point in time, it's just naturally white or where he just kind of went salt and pepper with age. Um, but you do also notice, like, even like on his hands, because he is in full like shifted mode. There's even like white in the fur of his hands as well. Um, but he has a very like it's a very stoic, stern expression on his face, and just wearing very simple, um, nicely crafted, but also simple robes in the style that Chio wears that you guys would not be, usually accustomed to in this region, but similar foreign style.
he. Oh, and could you also name him for me?
I forgot what I named him. What do I want to do?
Look around the room and make the name up.
Satoshi.
Satoshi?
Yes.
Okay. Satoshi stands before you. Very hard expression on his face. And at his side, he carries a single-edged blade, sheathed, but his arm sort of resting on its hilt. You travel with dangerous folk.
I assumed that would probably be the case when I came to a dangerous land.
Oh, snap.
Few of your number present challenges to your journey. One apparently corrupted by some evil creature. Another consumed by rage. And as he says this, he slowly draws the blade. How do you think you can accomplish your goal with such weights on your ankles?
It seems this culture that I'm experiencing does not put as much emphasis on the mental fortitude that we do. But I know that my mind is strong and will stay focused no matter those around me.
Prove it. And I need you to roll initiative.
Oh shit!
Like my dad? That's so fucked up.
That's the fucked up oh my god.
Dean.
Okay. He charges forward, but you have a moment to act before he can reach you. What do you do?
Do I have a action or bonus action? I guess is like mechanically speaking.
Narratively speaking, you just have a round to do what you want.
Then she will shift as well. And she's just gonna take like essentially the dodge action at this point.
All right. He sees your stance that you take, and just when he slashes out horizontally, his grip shifts and he comes around the other side. He is going to attempt to feint. What is your passive perception?
20.
With a 20, you definitely see this coming. You've encountered this many times in sparring. You follow the blade just as he continues his attack. This is still going to be made with disadvantage. The feint doesn't go through. Will a 23 hit?
Yes.
Okay. You are going to take... Where's my die? You're going to take 8 points of slashing damage. As you may be following where the blade is going, and just as you attempt to deflect, he spins the blade in his hands, so causing a slight cut along your forearm. You see a little bit of blood start to pool. He says, "Thought I taught you better than this. It is your turn."
What a dick. Jeez.
Seriously.
Me. Not her. She's not thinking that. She's a good kid. She will use Step of the Wind and do Wings Unfurled. So she has wings. And so she's going to... Wait, Step of the Wind is... Sorry, Action Economy. Yep, that's bonus action. Okay, perfect. And she's gonna like fly up and almost like use that to like help her dive bomb down. So she'll fly up like, what is her movement speed? 25, and then use that to help dive bound down for 25 feet of movement, for the last 25 feet of movement that she has, and then do an unarmed strike.
As you find your familiar sort of movements, you go to take off. I am actually going to need an intelligence check, as this is not occurring in the real world. This being a dream, it is your mind that motivates you.
Just straight intelligence.
Straight
No,
up intelligence.
cool. That could be worse. 11.
Okay. With an 11, you recognize that you are experiencing this vision while you sleep, and sort of switch it up so that you're using your mind to propel you. But yes, you do take off into the air and dive bomb. Go ahead and make your unarmed strike.
Really? 22.
22. You can see as you dive bomb, Satoshi grabs the sheath of his blade and raises it up in an attempt to block, but your unarmed strike just gets over. So go ahead and roll me your damage.
So that's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And I do have another attack.
Go for it.
That's a natural 20.
There you fucking go.
Oh shit.
Very nice.
How much damage did I just tell you? Did I say
6.
6? I forgot my modifier, so that was 11 plus another
Nice.
8.
Nice. Okay.
And stunning strike is a free action, correct? I
Yep.
just do the
Anytime
thing?
you land a hit, you can use a key point and do the thing.
Let's do the thing.
Okay.
Make a con save.
That is Pike's little mace, which means that is a natural 20.
Oh.
So
I don't think it means that. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you're mistaken.
Okay. You find yourself in a rare circumstance. You've sparred with your father a couple times, but rarely do you ever get a solid ace hit. And you can't help but feel a little excited about it, as the first hit goes right over his guard, and the second one clocks him right across the cheek. And he recoils a little bit and readies himself once again. You see a teeny little trickle of blood coming out of the corner of his mouth.
As a free action, can I just say, like, is this test truly necessary?
Every test is necessary. He sheathes the blade, crouches down, darting directly past you. He unsheathes the blade, and in that split moment, you could swear that the one sword became 3. D20s, where are you? All right. Will 22 hit? Will a 17 hit?
Yes.
Will a 10 hit?
No.
Okay. Why am I blind? I can't find my shit. Okay. You take a total of 27 points of damage as 2 of those slashes slice right across your abdomen. And he is seen just past you, sword out, now coated in familiar red liquid. It is your turn.
What was the thing? What was the thing? Ah, fuck it. I'll just hit him in the face.
Like you do.
Um, A 19 and a 24 to hit.
Both will hit.
Also, I forgot to give you the base damage from before, so far he's taken like 25 points of damage from
Got it.
the other one. Sorry.
Got it. No, you're good.
Math is hard. So that's between both 15 more points of damage.
Okay. I'll say you retaliate and again land a few more solid hits. The two of you, it's this brutal dance where each of you gets a solid scoring hit on the other and then a vice versa. And this combat only lasts a few seconds, but it ends in a deadlock. As he approaches you, sword in hand, you block and pin it down, so your faces inches apart. Be on your guard.
Always.
He retrieves his sword, sheathes it, doesn't bow. But
She will.
Okay. You see his image slowly shimmer away, as does the image of the forest around you, until you're left back in that dark, smoky emptiness. Emptiness that I feel like any monk experienced in meditation finds comfort in. Until you hear a somewhere in the distance of your mind. Do you choose to explore that?
Yeah, because she's wearing a fucking ring of mind shielding, so no one should be in her fucking mind. That's not who the fuck she wants.
You mentally push yourself to explore the source of that sound. And as you do, similar to the forest sort of manifested around you, something familiar. You find that the images that appear around you are of a wasteland. An endless plain where a torrential downpour clouds any vision around you. And yet you push forward even further. You can see buildings, tall enough to pierce the sky, slowly start appearing as you continue forward. And suddenly this plain, the ground that you walk on, shifts from that of dead, long dead grass and forgotten earth to some sort of stone path. The elements around you. Sorry. Elements around you, the buildings continuing to be as strangely constructed. Some missing entire pieces of the base, yet still somehow they stand. And you start to see bones. Again, another skeleton. You see a pair of skeletons, what looked like they were clutching each other. And still you hear a familiar giggle from somebody that you've only briefly come to know. Until you come upon the tower. Broken. The entire upper half collapsed on the ground with a sea of skeletons all strewn about on the ground before you. With a mound of these bones appearing just in the center, almost in a nightmarish undead throne. And seated upon it, a familiar face, the Mad Jester himself. Impressive little ring you have. I must admit it took me a little bit to start peeking in, but not too difficult.
I'll be sure to make sure it's more difficult the next time.
You may need to.
You're welcome to leave now. You're
But
not wanted
why?
or invited.
It's so cozy here. Besides, that forest was quite beautiful. I'm curious, is that a parental figure or someone else? Maybe a mentor?
You know what they always say, curiosity killed the cat.
But you're the cat in this scenario, aren't you? Hearing a teeny little laugh and deciding to go and explore. Well, welcome to my realm. And as he sort of gestures with his hand, the rain almost instantly parts and reveals the desolate city that is around you. These skyscrapers, long abandoned, rot and erosion having taken hold. And everything just has this dull, reddish brown hue. Some bits of rain still kind of come through, but the image around you is massive. Don't worry, I'm not going to harm you. That would be foolish to do so. We're all on the same side, after all. I just figured I'd get to know, my dear Flit's companions a little bit more closely. That's all.
In the future, you should ask permission. If you're trying to change your ways, most people consider it polite to ask first.
You know, I did always fail at manners school. I do apologize if there was any insult. I clearly just wanted to poke a little.
Stop poking.
Ooh. Well, just because I'm a little playful today. Or what?
I'm not going to sit here and threaten you in your realm. I'm not that foolish. I'm simply telling you to stop poking.
Well, I suppose I can keep this under advisement for the future. I wonder who I'll take a look at next. Well, in the meantime, your father was right. Keep your guard up, little Chio. You never know who's around the corner. I know. And he snaps his fingers, and you feel this horrific shot to your heart as this undead version of Kefka's face leaps out at you, and your eyes snap open. There is a light rain that has started to fall as you are now basically only maybe an hour's walk from the coast. Clouds still hang in the sky.
I wake up, Flit. Tell your boss to stay out of my head.
Sorry. My boss?
What's his name? Kefka.
Bozo
That
the
one.
clown.
He was in your head?
He interrupted my dreams. I don't like people in my head that I don't invite. You invited him in, and that's your choice. I can't take that away from you. But make sure he knows he's not welcome in the head of anyone else in this party.
Tell him, but It's not like I control him.
Perhaps, if you want this journey to go smoothly, you're going to have to figure out a way to.
Okay.
I'll say at that point, everybody else starts to awaken. You all have made it to the shore of the Terrafan Sea. Now, unlike the naturally made shorelines that you are all familiar with, even though it's only been about 10 years, the edges of the water still lap up, and there's no beach. There's no uh, there's no place to relax and enjoy the view. The water comes up to grass level, and it laps at what look to have been some old buildings. This is very jarring, at least in terms of nature's perspective. The sudden change to the landscape having affected almost all of the vegetation that you can see right along that shoreline. In the distance, I think you can just see the edges of what could possibly be the far shore. But you know it's going to take a very long voyage at a standard pace to make it across. What do you guys do?
Time for the boat, I guess.
That's what all of you
Hold on.
want.
Wait,
Yeah.
where are we taking the boat to again?
Pedro, can I see? So you said we can kind of see the edge, the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see close to familiar territory?
It is very, very far away, considering the distance, but yeah, I mean, according to the maps, you know that if you were to just sail directly south, you would be very much in familiar territory.
I point that direction. Unless we need supplies. That way.
But is that what you all want? Nobody seems to be very happy that we're involved with Mr. Kafka yet. You want to continue on using the resources he provides?
Again, it's a means to an end.
And one
Otherwise,
thing
we
at
have
a
to go
time.
with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm ready for a boat ride. Yeah, boat
Uh,
ride.
Flit will step away from the group and summon the boat.
Okay. You recall just enforcing that will, that drive, and that need, and you vocalize, I need the boat. And sure enough, shimmering into view, almost like a silk curtain is drawn from the large mass. You can see the form of the brightly colored ship that you all had sailed on previously, magically appearing, lightly floating in the water.
I forgot how ugly it was.
Yep. But well built.
Flit will just walk on. And while she's walking on, Max is barking. She will, in her head, say, Mr. Kafka,
Yes, darling.
please don't go in my friends' heads. They're already mad at me. And Chio thinks it's my fault that you went in there last night.
Well, If you wish, darling, I will remain in the background. But just keep in mind, their mistrust of you is strong. That's all I will say. But
I know. It's because of your teeth. I don't know what I can do to make it better. She has no thought of the fact that she's just said that.
well, I suppose only time will heal those wounds, provided that they are wounds to easily amenable compatriots. Ronalphus is one that I wouldn't trust. He seems very quick to anger and very quick to dismiss those who have done everything they can to provide assistance.
And just stay away from him from now on.
It's not a bad plan. I will do my best to not interfere going forward. I would just take care, darling. Like I said, my name unfortunately carries with it a reputation.
Just to be clear, I don't mind when you talk to me.
Oh, I do love speaking with you, darling. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I am working on the enchantments to make our delightful vessel airborne. It's just taking a little bit more arcane juju than I was anticipating.
Well, we're gonna do some sailing, I think.
Well, enjoy the captain's quarters, darling. They're reserved specifically for you.
I will. I might share with Malice, though.
Well, she seems a reliable first mate.
Indeed.
You feel his voice slowly slip away, as it typically does, a pleasant sort of breeze in your mind. The ship lies before you. I assume everybody climbs on. Boykin, you look like you're going to say something.
No, I was just I'm not gonna lie. I was starting to laugh with the whole teeth thing because it was like, it's your teeth. like your teeth suck. That's why no one likes you.
You have bad teeth.
You have bad. I get it. I have bad teeth.
They don't like you because your grill is fucked, sir.
I mean, I'm not going to say that's not a reason.
Sir, they don't like you because your mouth looks like you chewed on a working drill.
Oh God.
It's like how he was just like, okay.
It's like, oh God, okay.
Even though you're just
Yeah.
speaking to him mentally, you can't help but feel his smile fade just slightly.
He does that thing where he's like,
Yeah.
The next time you're just gonna get a mouth, but it's gonna be smiling without the teeth.
Mm-hmm.
that's even
worse.
worse.
Oh,
Mhm.
creepy.
I took care of the teeth problem. All of his teeth are just gone. I will need one more survival check from everybody.
Mm.
Ew.
Much better. 21.
Nice.
Clearly, Chio is upset because she got a 9.
Ooh, 9.
Okay.
22.
22.
Nice.
Hey, Quincy!
22.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, it's triplets.
22 club. So, you all board the ship, and again find it fully stacked with whatever food you could want. All the supplies are in place. And it's almost as if the ship itself kind of knows how to sail. Almost like it's got a mind of its own. But all of you band together. Some maybe chipping in better than others. But you all set sail and begin your journey across the Terrafan Sea. Now.
Roll initiative.
Release the Kraken.
Don't
Stop
use that
it.
word.
that into the room.
With the plot twists he comes up with, I feel like the Kraken's the least thing we have, or the one of the lower
The least
things
we have to worry about. Yeah.
No, don't say that.
Yeah, I can
Don't-
speak English. I'm like, it's like stuff, I guess.
With that in mind.
Fuck. Open Foundry.
roll
Because we weren't
initiative.
gonna need it.
As you are traveling, another 3 or 4 days have gone by. For those who are keeping track, I will say 4 days. And
For Tina, 4 days.
for Tina.
I don't have a really good account on this one.
Yeah, this one I'm not
It's all
keeping
good.
track, shockingly.
Oh, thank God. Okay, cool. So I don't have to be specific.
I'm driving a boat.
The journey is simple, dull, kind of boring. Given that this is a sea that should not be, the waves themselves are erratic, but not, by no means, are unmanageable. The ship's enchantments already seem to be helping you along your journey. Until the boat lurches to the left on the starboard side. And it kind of auto-corrects till it lurches again. And again. And you feel some of the loose bits of equipment, some lanterns, pieces of glass, start sliding off of the tables around you.
Well, that can't be good.
You try and course correct it, like actually force it.
Who is piloting the ship? Malice?
I think I'm the only one who can.
Okay. Malice, go ahead and make me a athletics check.
$26.
With a 26, you sort of muscle the helm
Yeah.
and start course correcting. Just as you hear this deep, deep sound coming from underneath the waves.
Okay.
And the boat lurches hard. And those who are on deck look starboard and can see the waves start to shift as a whirlpool starts
Ah.
forming. What do you guys do? A whirlpool is forming.
Badass job.
And none of us are druids.
I'll say everybody else on the ship is going to pick a skill that they want to try and use. Give me something you want to use it to do. Successes or fails will impact the DC that Malice has to make on the piloting check. So, what would you guys like to roll? You like how I ask all excitedly?
This is a sail ship, right?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to roll athletics. And I would like to go up into the rigging and try and reposition the sails to better take advantage of the wind to steer us out and away from the whirlpool.
Okay. Go ahead and make your check.
Will you allow me to shift as a bonus action before I do that?
Sure, that makes sense.
Sweet. Cool. That was not good. So that's a 7.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 3, and now there's a bear in the rigging.
You you start working on the rigging and shift as you do, but the strength with which the ship is being pulled causes your strength to kind of fail, and pretty much as you said, you are now all kinds of tangled up in the rigging itself.
Oh, I didn't say I was tangled. I said I was a bear.
Whatever. All right. Who's next? And this is not one of those where if one person picks one skill, you can't do that. Full skill list is open to you, along with any spells you might want to use.
I'll get those. I too am going to shift first because advantage is nice. And I'm going to do a perception check. Essentially, I'm trying to like watch the movement of the water to try to like time, okay, move this way now, turn now, or
Sure.
something like that.
Okay, I like it. Go ahead.
Uh, 22.
Okay. With a 22, you can see and sort of guide Malice on when to turn. As you're keeping an eye out, though, there's a flash of lightning that goes across the sky. So, great. A storm on top of all of this. That's fantastic. But as the lightning courses through the sky, you see a shadow of something illuminated for just a moment deep under the water. A gigantic, coiled, bluish serpent that makes up almost the entire whirlpool. And for a moment in that flash, you could swear that you saw two ember yellow-like eyes staring up at your ship from the depths below.
I relay that.
Sounds good.
Sure.
That's not Midgard's armor, is it?
Big snake! Big snake!
Big snake.
That's a snack.
It's a snack, guys.
It's a slither
Slithery
snack.
little snack.
All right, who's up next?
How
I can go.
far-
Oh, go ahead.
How far away is the snake from us? Like,
The closest it is, it's about 100, maybe 150 feet from the glimpse that Chio saw and relayed to everybody. About 100, 150 feet below the ship. But Chio basically illustrates that it is causing this whirlpool. So it is pretty much everywhere within a reasonable distance around the ship.
so 120 foot spell wouldn't reach it. Okay.
You know what? I'll go ahead and say that it would. I'll give you that. What spell are you thinking?
Basically, I want to try to incapacitate it using Psychic Lance.
Okay. So
Obviously, I don't know its name, so I have to have. It's a verbal. I guess it says, if the name targets within range, that you can see. Alternatively, you can utter a creature's name if the name target.
oh,
is
and that just removes
in
the
range.
range. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it needs to make an intelligence save, right?
Yes.
Okay.
17.
That is a 23.
Okay. Can I react to my own spell?
Yeah, go for it.
1 second.
This is gonna be like silvery barbs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And that is a natural 1. It is going to use a legendary save to choose to succeed.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, so he's not incapacitated. Choose a creature you can see within range.
Is it half damage?
He does take half damage. Silvery Barb says, choose a different creature you can see within range. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. So I'm not 100% sure who he's targeting. So I don't know how you want to rule that.
You should.
So I guess whoever's going next
Okay.
can take the advantage.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just dropped a dice, I think. Okay, so let me roll the d6. 1, 2, 6. Uh, 24 total, so halved is 12 psychic damage.
Okay. All right. Got that marked. As you cast the spell and release the arcane energy, you know you did something because the sound that you heard a few minutes prior is much louder and much angrier.
That was the 4th level spell, so I have 1, 2, or 3 for wild magic.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Unicorn.
Oh, forget the unicorn.
That was a 4.
Oh!
I did that last time too.
Oh!
So,
Such a dick tease.
I'm up to 4 now.
Okay. All right, who's next?
I have the right character. Didn't we have something from Midgardstormer that we could like summon him to help us like once a week or something?
Yep. Renalphus
Yeah.
is in possession of Midgardstormer's Soulstone. So
Okay.
you could call him forward if you want, but I would say it will have to be after all of this, after this particular challenge. Renalphus did spend his action with rigging.
I see Renalphus up in I forgot what the term is.
Rigging.
The rigging.
Up in the rigging.
Yeah.
So basically, I would see this, and I'm gonna try and help take control from the ground.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'll say
athletics.
make me an athletics check.
25.
25. You see the rigging, some of it starting to come undone, as unfortunately Renalphus, who is just tangled up above the ship, it's just kind of turning into a big mess. You grab hold and pull with your dwarven might and get it under control. Renalphus, you are not a tangled bear. You're just a bear at this point.
A regular bear.
Regular old bear.
I'm a bearman.
Bear. And Boykin, you get the rigging back under control. Yeah, well done. You've drastically helped. Or sent away.
We're gonna go with Old Faithful, Emboldening Bond.
Yay!
Except this time it's gonna be so Malice, myself, Shio, and we'll go with Flynn.
Okay.
We'll do all girls.
What's the
Okay.
D4?
Plus a d4. Attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. I know that probably would have helped a little earlier, but I hesitated because I didn't know what else to do.
All right. Any additional actions on your part, or is that it?
It's an action.
In action. Okay.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
So otherwise, no, I think that's gonna be it.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was an action.
All right. Malice. I have the DC in my mind. I'll need you to
Okay.
make another athletics check.
Okay.
Add your D4.
And I can add my D4.
Mm-hmm.
Also, real quick, Boykin, did you use the advantage from the silvery barbs that Flit had used? Okay. Malice, go ahead and take your check with advantage.
Do it. Do it.
Almost the exact same. 25.
All right. As this whirlpool continues to conjure and threaten to pull your ship in, there is a solid moment where the ship almost goes full tilt
Hold on tight.
until Malice you feel every muscle in your body strain as you reach and pull the helm. And as the rigging and everything is set, and as Shio is giving advice on when to turn, and with everything that's happening around you, you manage to pull, and the ship pulls out of the whirlpool and settles outside of it. Still kind of being pulled in, but not into the dangerous territory that you just were. As the ship rights itself, and as you start going against the current and moving back on your course, a loud, incredibly powerful crashing sound is heard as, appearing up from the center of the whirlpool, the head of the serpent-like being conjuring this around you. A titanically large, blue-scaled, serpentine dragon-like creature that, as it sprouts up from the crashing waters, lets out this ear-piercing screech that you feel stretches out to all four corners of this continent. And just as its head finishes its bellow, it looks down at your ship. Meet the Leviathan.
Fuck you.
I would prefer not
No.
to.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah!
Yeah,
See, oh,
so it'll be
maybe we
fine.
should have got the Kraken
No.
instead.
No,
No,
this is
don't.
bad, you guys.
No, we need them to fight each other, like Mothra.
Is this like the divinity
Thank
Leviathan?
you, Kaiju. Is that what we're doing?
Not
Yeah,
too
yeah, we need
far
to-
off.
Fuck.
Unfortunately, chat, given that we are on Twitch right now, I cannot show you the art. But for those that are in the Discord, I can show you. Let's see if I had saved it. Where is it?
Oh.
Where did it go? Where did it go? Damn it. Did it go away? I think it went away. Well,
Fiona?
I will...
Fiona's here? What?
Fiona?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Here.
We just hear that from like up above.
Yeah. That's the voice we're gonna hear when that party pops into Biven. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, oh no.
It's gonna
Oh,
be like
dear.
Gladius. Ha ha! I say an adventure.
Both of them.
I say a beast worthy of my blade. Here.
Oh, that's awful.
For those who are curious, I 100% have used the Leviathan artwork from Final Fantasy VII Remake. So,
Yeah.
Why has it got a tongue that's that long?
It's
with
so large.
all of that in mind, to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep an eye and ear out to socials. We do Sassy Sundays for Vidgy Games. Anybody who's interested in listening to us just be sassy bitches to each other, by all means, tune in for that. And then in the meantime, we will see you next week. But be nice to each other. We love you. And have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye,
I'm glad we didn't kill each other. We only hate each other now.